Imagine standing on the edge of time itself, watching a lifeless rock transform into the only home we've ever known, a world battered by asteroids, frozen over, scorched, shattered, yet still alive. This is the incredible story of survival, transformation, and life itself. This is the story of Earth. 4.5 billion years ago, the solar system was born from a vast cloud of gas and dust collapsing under gravity. At its center, a star ignited, our sun, and in the fiery ring of chaos that surrounded it, dust and rock began to collide, merging into new worlds. Among them, a molten sphere destined to become Earth. It was a hellish landscape, a world of fire and brimstone where oceans of lava stretched to the horizon. Volcanoes tore through the still-forming crust, releasing poisonous gases, creating a toxic atmosphere you wouldn't recognize. Then came a cataclysmic collision with a Mars-sized body named Theia. The explosion was unimaginable, throwing molten debris into orbit, and from that chaos, our moon was born. It hung much closer then, a giant looming presence in the night sky. As Earth began to cool, something magical happened. Steam from the volcanic outgassing, and from icy comets that bombarded the young planet condensed into rain, a relentless downpour that lasted for centuries, maybe even millions of years. This great flood formed the first oceans, covering most of the planet in a shimmering, primordial blue. And in those ancient, chemical-rich seas, something miraculous began: life. It wasn't grand or complex. The first living organisms were tiny, fragile, and simple, microscopic cells, barely more than a chemical reaction. But they were the spark that changed everything, the first ancestors to every living thing that would ever follow. For hundreds of millions of years, Earth was a water world. But deep beneath the waves, the planet's engine was rumbling. From the deep oceans, land began to rise, the first ancient continents, called cratons. These were not the land masses we know today, but small, scattered islands of granite. These drifting fragments would one day merge, break apart, and merge again in a slow, planetary dance. The earliest of these, Valbra, may have been smaller than modern Australia. But it marked the dawn of Earth's ever-changing surface, the first solid ground in a world of water. Then, a quiet revolution began in the oceans, one that would paint the sky. Tiny microbes called cyanobacteria evolved a remarkable new trick: photosynthesis. They learned to capture sunlight and turn it into energy, and in doing so, they released a waste product, oxygen. At first, this oxygen was absorbed by iron in the oceans, but eventually, it started to flood the atmosphere. The great oxygenation event began. Our orange, toxic skies slowly turned a familiar, brilliant blue. But this new breath of life was also a poison for many early organisms. The oxygen also reacted with methane, a powerful greenhouse gas, cooling the planet dramatically and plunging Earth into its first and longest ice age. Snowball Earth. Life nearly vanished. But resilience is written into Earth's DNA. As the planet thawed, the continents continued their slow-motion ballet. They collided and broke apart again and again, driven by the immense heat from the planet's core. 1.1 billion years ago, most of the world's landmass smashed together to form Rodinia, the mightiest of all supercontinents, a vast, barren desert. Eventually, it too shattered into new worlds. In the wake of this geological turmoil came a biological explosion, the Cambrian explosion. Suddenly, life became complex and diverse. In the oceans, creatures evolved shells, spines, and armor. This was the age of strange wonders, like the alien-like trilobites, which became Earth's first dominant animals, and the bizarre Anomalocaris, a top predator of its time. Life was finally getting interesting, but balance is fragile. Around 440 million years ago, a sudden climate shift triggered Earth's first major mass extinction, wiping out about 85% of all marine species. Yet life persisted. From the survivors, new forms emerged. The most significant leap was yet to come. Plants, which had long been confined to the water, began to take root on the barren land. Slowly, patiently, they spread. Mosses and ferns created the first soils. Forests rose for the first time, transforming the rocky continents. And with this new habitat and a protective ozone layer now in place, animals, once bound to water, crawled onto solid ground. The first amphibians took their first breaths of air. Earth finally turned green. 250 million years ago, the continents united once more into the famous supercontinent, Pangea. But this age of unity brought unimaginable devastation. The Permian-Triassic extinction, also known as the Great Dying. Massive volcanic eruptions in what is now Siberia poured lava and toxic gases into the atmosphere for 1 million years, triggering runaway climate change. Over 90% of all life on Earth disappeared. It was the closest our planet ever came to being sterilized. Yet again, from the ashes of extinction came evolution. A new group of reptiles emerged, and they would come to dominate the planet like no other creatures before them. From the ashes rose giants, the dinosaurs. For over 150 million years, they ruled land, sea, and sky. From the towering, plant-eating Argentinosaurus, the heaviest land animal ever, to the fierce Tyrannosaurus rex, the ultimate predator, they were the undisputed masters of a wild prehistoric planet. Until the sky fell. 66 million years ago, a colossal asteroid 6 miles wide struck Earth with the force of billions of atomic bombs. Darkness covered the world as dust and soot blotted out the sun. Temperatures plummeted, and the dinosaurs were gone. But their demise created an opportunity. From the shadows of extinction, new creatures rose, mammals. They had lived in the shadow of the dinosaurs, but now their time had come. They diversified, grew larger, and spread across the globe. And from them, one species stood apart, curious, inventive, restless. On the savannas of Africa, around 6 million years ago, our own lineage began as the first hominins walked upright. For millions of years, they were just another animal. But something was changing. They tamed fire. They crafted tools from stone. They built communities. They began to wonder, to communicate, to create. They painted stories of their lives on cave walls, the first sign of a mind trying to understand its place in the world. And in time, they began to shape the planet itself. 10,000 years ago, humans learned to grow food, to settle, to build civilization, and the age of humanity began. In just the blink of geological time, humans transformed the planet once again. The last 250 years have seen a change more rapid and profound than anything in the previous 4.5 billion years. The Industrial Revolution brought steam, engines, and electricity. Cities rose, growing from small towns into sprawling metropolises. Machines multiplied, and humanity's footprint spread across every continent, from the deepest oceans to the highest mountains. We built railroads that crossed continents and airplanes that crossed oceans. From 1 billion people in the 1800s to over 8 billion today, we have become the planet's single most powerful force of nature. But power brings responsibility. Today we stand at a critical juncture. Climate change, driven by our own actions, is causing glaciers to melt and seas to rise. The 6th mass extinction is underway, threatening the delicate balance of life that took billions of years to evolve. The story of Earth has been one of constant change, of destruction and renewal. But for the first time, a single species holds the planet's fate in its hands. Yet hope remains, if we choose it. The same ingenuity that allowed us to dominate the planet can also be used to protect it, because Earth has endured for billions of years. And perhaps its future now depends on us. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey through time. If you enjoyed this exploration of our planet's past, please hit that like button and subscribe to SheerKnowledgeTV for more deep dives into science, history, and the great unknowns of our universe. We'll see you in the next one.